The self-proclaimed counterculture produced many underground comic books dealing with Manson, diverging in tone from the snide approach of R. Crumb to the preachy Legion of Charlies that compared the My Lai massacre to the Tate murders. It was inevitable that Manson should have become grist for Hollywood's money mill. For the most part, he has been the stuff of low-budget exploitation films, which attempt to turn the case into cheap horror, taking morbid delight in the sexual and violent aspects of the cult.
Isn't it funny you got so many people play acting you? So many people play acting you, you never get a chance to play act yourself.
Manson's filmic alter egos have ranged from a vampiric guru in Death Master to a rabid devil worshipper in I Drink Your Blood.
Let it be known, sons and daughters, that Satan was an acid head. Drink from his cup. Pledge yourselves. And together we'll all freak out.
A strange cinema reality link is this final scene from Sharon Tate's final film, 13 Chairs, prophetically featuring a Manson doppelganger. After this scene was filmed in Rome, Tate returned to Los Angeles and her destiny. Compared to the vision of bloodthirsty snuff guru so prevalent in the 70s, Manson is increasingly presented in a lighter vein of recent date, as this scene from a supposed comedy entitled Armed and Dangerous reveals. What are we to make of this subtle shift in perception? If indeed the monster the media created can be reduced to a slightly wacky figure of fun, perhaps there is a change in the zeitgeist brewing. The far-seeing journalist Wayne McGuire predicted in 1970 that someday in the future Charles Manson will be a major American folk hero. While housewives may still shudder at tabloids such as these, there are indications that Charlie is becoming a less malevolent presence in the oversoul. Manson the commodity can be purchased not only in bookstores and video emporiums, but in clothing stores as well. Indeed, one trendy shop in London was named Helter Skelter. A nightclub in Los Angeles also uses the name. In 1987, the Piedmont Candy Company released a short-lived deck of collector cards called Terrorist Attack, which features Manson in distinguished company. John Asnile, director of the cult favorite Manson's Home Movies, a Super 8 extravaganza that documents the gorier elements of family history, offers an entire spectrum of Charlie memorabilia to an ever-growing market of Manson files under the aegis of his Manson Archives. At a recent satanic rally in San Francisco, the film The Other Side of Madness was shown to an audience that cheered through the reenactment of the Tate murders. On the fringes of society, there have been small but serious efforts to rally public support for the cause. A shadowy organization called the Friends of Justice planned a series of concerts to raise legal funds for Manson. At Manson's 1989 parole hearing, a group of black-clad protesters picketed for Manson's release. However, if there is something new in the wind, Manson is indifferent.
This whole motherfucking attention thing, I don't need nobody's attention about nothing. I can do what I do by myself. I don't need nobody. I ain't looking for no followers. I'm looking to survive. And survival to me is out there in that desert, running around with them wolves and them coyotes and them bugs and birds and bushes and things. I want to get back on the ground with mine, you dig? But now I can't get all these people that are trying to be and do like me. You dig what I'm saying? In other words, like I got all this fucking attention on me. I got 900 million people. You dig what I'm saying? Now how do I get away from them?
In the end, Manson is only concerned with the unfathomable parameters of his own world, his recurring fascination with reflection.
See, the judgments are, how will I judge anything? I'm judging it from within inside of me. However I see anything, I'm seeing it from what's inside of me. The man in the mirror. I go beyond the man in the mirror because I set the mirrors on the ends of your roads, Jake. But I set them with these little nooses. When your children come into me, I hang them on the ventilators according to what I need to be and what I have to get done to weave my patterns, to do whatever I have to do to survive. In the places where you know the pictures where we live. Everybody that thought that they're playing me, I think they'll end up finding out that they got played by themselves. Because we each get the guy in the mirror.
Could you look in the camera and tell people they're going to see this? Tell them who you really are.
Tell them who I really am. I'm this hand here. With no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, man. Yeah. That shoulder there. Yeah, you look like a healthy young man. I like you.
Talk to the people if they're going to see you in that.
Well, I can't talk to the people. That's your reality. You're the one that does that. I don't.
Well,
I'm dealing with you.
What do you have to say that you've never been able to say before?
You've been through a lot, ain't you? Yeah. Yeah, that's good. That's why we can probably meet as easy as we do. I feel real comfortable with you, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say that you've never been able to say in this situation?
I'm going to survive. If you do or not, that's up to you. You dig? But the only thing that keeps me from surviving is the people that don't want to survive. So here's what I would say to all the people that have the death wish. Why don't you go ahead and find your own way out? Why come to me with all this dying and all this fear and all this bullshit? I'm not into dying and fear. I'm into music. I play music. I play music, I ride my motorcycle around, and I can play anything, any act. I mean, I've played them all, you know, but which one ain't an act? I don't know.
Does it matter?
I guess only to how much you're getting paid. You know, or who's paying you. Or if your dollar's going to be worth anything to start with. Or if you got to give half of it to some Jew fucking bastard who's doing nothing but laying up and sucking on what somebody else is doing, you dig? In other words, I can't get the maggots out of my brain. Everywhere I look up, man, I got these little fucking bloodsuckers that get in my head, and they want to just feed from me some more, you know? And I say, good God, man, ain't you fed on me enough? 2,000 years ain't made you fat enough to get off my fucking neck, man, you dig? Who am I? I'm anybody I can get away with being. I'll take his clothes and put his boots on and get the hell out of here. Walk on down the road and be a hobo. If I had a good chance. I don't like killing. I don't kill bushes. I don't kill trees. I don't eat animals. I don't like killing. But I'm just like anybody else. I can, when I'm pushed to do that, I can do that just as easy as eating a piece of steak or cooking a chicken. It all balances off on Rock Hudson to be the macho until they find out that he's not really that. Or to the Marine sergeant who can't say what he's doing in the locker room. You know what I mean? I mean, who cares the balance of what the in-betweens are, you dig? In other words, am I a